So, all right. I mean, we went through all the matchups. We took a look at our week on ahead look matchups, and one of the things I'd like to do is maybe just take a look at where we're at with the league, where we're at as a whole. Let me see again. I can jump this over to my next screen and see if we can get. You know what? I might be able to just do it like this. Tab. And we'll do box scores. All right, so that's this tab. All right, so yeah, like I said, I just want to go over here. We'll take a look at these standings, see where we're at in general, and basically, I was mentioning before, we have a new leader. I think at least on the losers division. So I got bumped by Kevin today, and then with a win on the Brian side, to back that pass up. Maybe I'll see if I can center the screen a little bit more too. There we go. Yeah, so I got bumped out of the number one seed right now, and looks like we have another team at the top of the 5-2 with me in the losers bracket. So Brian has jumped up there with. He's actually our points leader, believe it or not, and that's what I was looking at. It was kind of an interesting stat that I was looking at there, and believe it or not, it looks like Brian has 113 more points than the next team guy, which would be me. And that's insane in 7 weeks. So your team's been not only beating people, but blowing them out. So I feel like this happened last year. I'm not sure that worked out for you. I don't think it ended up more than a fourth. So good luck this year, bud. But yeah, that's an interesting stat. And we kind of talked about it before, which with what we got Kevin here, is not only is he now in first place with the power rankings, he's only had the fourth, what is it?
Fourth most?
Fourth most, yeah. Fourth most.
I had a big week. This past week, it was a big week.
A big week this week. I mean, you're going to have a big differential with my 50-point that I put up, and that's going to hurt me moving forward. But I got decimated by Bye. But yeah, you seem to be not only making out on that end, but you're also, it looks like you have the second least points against. So not only you have that going for you, so between that's a lucky combination to put you on top of the power rankings right now. I'm kind of looking at some of these other interesting stats there too. And we have Joey B, which we touched upon before. He is overall the 9th in power in points 4. I think I can sort it like this. Hold on, can I sort it like that? Yeah, I can. Cool.
He's right in the middle.
No, if you look down here, he's right in the thick of things with the sixth power ranking. But I mean, have the 9th overall total. So again, that's also a reflection of the points against. But I don't know. It's not always about talent. Sometimes it's about luck.
Yep. It just, I've gotten lucky on a couple, plug and plays, but find a way. I don't know. It'll all find its way to even out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it always does. And that being said, I mean, if wherever there's good luck, there's always bad luck. And I have to talk about these two individuals on the other side of the team. Is what Tim's been dealing with, not only with injuries, but Tim's had a couple bad breaks. We talked about the injuries before, the Breece Hall, the Mike Williams, a whole handful of injuries that he's been dealing with too, all just pickup players. But then he brought to my attention too, and I pulled it up, the .02 loss I experienced last week. I don't even know how that happens. I think that's one passing yard. So that's painful. Again, Tim, I hear for you, buddy. Hopefully your luck will turn around as well. But we were looking at it there too, and I got to talk about Joey G as well. In hindsight, I want to go back to. I think we can pull up that draft.
Oh wow!
And my friend Joey G, that's what we were looking at here too. Can I jump that in? Oh yeah. So we had a first round with Justin Jefferson working out. I guess a couple bad weeks, but Justin Jefferson going to get his. Debo,
same thing.
Yeah, Christian McCaffrey coming back around now, but do it. Now we get to the thick of things.
Third round, DJ Moore.
DJ Moore. I wish I could say things got better from there, but what do we have next? Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts, I think honestly, everyone who's drafted Kyle Pitts this year, I think yourself is one of them.
Yeah, it's just,
There's nobody who's better than fifth in any of their leagues that's drafted Kyle Pitts. He has been the kiss of death for everybody.
he's comfortable.
And then we got Marquise Brown looking like an absolute monster.
Look like it was
working. Gone for a couple weeks.
ETN's finally getting
no start, finally getting his. And Amon-Ra can't stay on the field. Chris Godwin not looking like Chris Godwin.
Mm-hmm.
And Kareem Hunt not even is getting his 10 touches.
Well, I mean, he didn't take his first running back till when? The 1, 2, 3, 6th round?
ETN, yeah. I'm not sure exactly how that played out, but interesting draft strategy. And then, of course, where you're going to hang your hat on, which I guess is a quarterback there, Dak, who's not been in. So we got to take a quick recap of that draft, and I just thought it was the epitome, the calamity of just misfortune at that point in time. So Tim, Joe, better days are ahead.
Joey's had a rough one. Like you were saying earlier, Kamara doing nothing. Absolutely nothing.
We could take a look at that the same way with Najee Harris looking pretty poor as well. Elijah Mitchell there in the 5th, gone. Yeah. Michael Thomas sitting the better part. And I think, as we take a look at his team, I think that was one of those that's led to the 9th overall in points.
Yeah.
Just, not coming along. So I don't want to go too much as far as the draft breakdown at this point in time, but I think we said better days are ahead. So we take a look at the it might not be too early yet, but we'll take a look at some fantasy playoff outlook. And I think most importantly, we just have 2 teams at the top right now that are just going to be looking for their buys. And that's right now. I think it's just who we're looking at right now. I think it's back that pass up with Brian and yourself with the Mud Dogs, who I've recently dubbed the Uncle Daddy Mud Dogs for copyright reasons. I don't know if I'm allowed to make logos associated with the movie production of the. But we have the newly dubbed Uncle Daddy Mud Dogs. So that's awesome. I'm looking forward to that. I'll be battling out with these guys at the top too. There's interesting percentages though. It does look like the teams at the top are locking up those playoff spots from percentage perspective. So the door's not closed on you 1-6 and 0-7 teams, but the window might be open. So yeah, that's what we got going on there. All right. So we have a couple great matchups looking up ahead. What happens
if somebody goes winless?
What happens if someone goes? I don't think it's ever happened, man. And now we have an extra game too with the extra week.
For what? I've been in this 6, 7 years.
Oh, it's got to be at this point in time for sure. Yeah, for sure.
I can't remember it.
Well, at this point in time too, it's really tough to get the winless because we had before I went decimal, we had a lot of ties. I wasn't using a decimal scoring point for a while, and then we were getting. I think I had at least one tie every year.
Yeah.
So it's real tough to go winless, but I don't think so. This is the Lions.
That's something you should throw on the table.
Yeah. Maybe next year. Maybe next year we get a little more interaction, some different things. We've talked about it before. Maybe some PPR next year. Maybe some fab budget next year. We'll see. But let's get through the first episode first. Want to take a look at some of the upcoming matchups we got going forward here too for this week. See if there's anything that stands out. Let's see what we got the scoreboard for this. And the scoreboard for this upcoming week. We could just take a look at some of these matchups. I'm rooting for me every week.
Yeah, I'm rooting for you.
I'm rooting for me every week at this point in time. So again, myself and John, the Real Housewives against the multiple scoregasms, trying to go at it at the top. Looks like we get a lot of our players back, almost full strength, both teams. So should be a good matchup. I'll go by the way of the Eagles and hopefully can keep his running backs at bay. we got your matchup up next. So we got the Uncle Daddy Mud Dogs against the Suck My Ditkas, or as I dubbed the SMDs. It's a family show. But yeah, I again, I wish I could say the other way around. I'm gonna be rooting for you as well, but maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I get it. You know, it's gonna be close. You know, it's not gonna be easy.
Can we jump into that matchup?
Like a couple of my matchups, I'm not the biggest fan of.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like for how well your team has performed, what is this? I don't need to add for this. This is not what I want.
Watching a nationwide 5G network from T-Mobile for business do for your business?
We'll have to edit that out eventually, but I guess I don't want the box score. I think I just want the matchup. But yeah, so or maybe I do want the box score. I do want the box score. I clicked the wrong thing. Yeah. I feel like again, your team is not on paper wowing everybody, but continue to perform, and every week your matchups are keeping you in contention there.
Yeah, I've been lucky enough to where somebody goes off.
You know, you have some pieces there. Jamar Chase has had his weeks. You know, welcome back to Andre Hopkins. You know, Jalen Waddle had a couple weeks where he was popping off, and
I haven't decided on my defense yet. You know,
okay.
I do have Buffalo still.
Putting the pieces together. I don't know if we have any bench where we got. You have Buffalo, right? You got to pull Buffalo back in there. Although I'm not sure that's the best decision. But again, when you're talking about the Buffalo defense, you almost play them every week.
Yep.
All right.
I don't know what we're getting.
This one's a little bit. This one's just about a coin flip. We talked about it before. Will Zeke play? I think he will, and then will Kamara get his piece this week?
It's kind of funny. I hope T. Higgins drops it. That whole game needs to go to Jamar Chase. I mean, have any shot.
Could be Tyler Boyd. He had his last week too.
I don't know.
Too many mouths to feed. And I will say the only one that's not getting fed right now seems like Joe Mixon. He just running all over the place, still getting 20 attempts, 20 whatever it is.
What? 3 attempts from the 2 last week and couldn't get in?
Yep. That's been the story of the season so far. It seems like it's just straight improductivity. I was kicking myself about, doing the Najee Harris, Joe Mixon comparison. I took Najee and I was hating my life. And not that I'm not now, don't get me wrong, but at least misery loves company. So at least the Mixon owner can be sitting with me.
My team might look better if DeAndre Swift ever plays. I don't know what round I took him in, but that had to be top 3, and he's done nothing for me.
But again, I would consider that a bit of a chip. I think they want him to get healthy and then come back strong. So we'll see how that plays. Cool. What else we got? We're jumping into the next matchup. We got the Snoogans versus the Back That Pass Up. Man, I keep wanting to say this is Christina. Brian, you got to change your name. Consider this your official warning. But yeah, this is going to be another one of those coin flips. I mean, and it literally is with a half a point here. Couple key players. I'd love to see, can Joe Burrow get his momentum going again? Can Kenneth Walker keep it rolling?
I don't know.
There's a boy Christian Kirk we were talking about. I guess he is starting.
Yeah, they're not that bad. Almost everybody but ETN there is like a good bye week replacement. Like, you can go to Jacksonville and you just got to pick the right one. Like, who's, somebody. He's going to throw 1 touchdown. Who's going to catch it?
Right. I mean, I guess you could say the same thing about Zay Jones and the rest of the crew there.
Yeah,
so I guess that's your point. Yeah. And then again,
game that could carry the whole wide receiver over there. But I think this whole thing, I think Josh Allen's going to destroy Green Bay. This is going to be like a 30-point week for Josh Allen. Nick Chubb against Cincinnati, that could be big.
Yeah, I wanna take a look at, and personally, I mean, I need to see this team is going to start rolling. to be honest. I can't see again. They think like they took over the top of the division over me this week, but Brian's team's going to start rolling. Nick Chubb's been great. Miles Sanders has been better than advertised. AJ Brown, great. He didn't realize how many Eagles were on his team though, but the Eagles have been great.
Yep. Jamal Williams, maybe he gets taken. I can't see his bench. Oh, he's got Austin Eckler. He's got more than enough options.
Yeah. It's the bye week he's got for Austin Eckler as well, and we got some pieces going down, and then this is, I believe he was the Njoku owner as well, if I'm not mistaken. So I could be wrong. So we're got to replace. Oh no, maybe not. So, but regardless, I think that I think Brian on paper may not be the favorite, but his team just looks a little bit stronger to me. Although there's a lot of potential in both. This one's a coin flip.
Yeah, I think I give that one to Brian.
Yeah, I personally have to as well. Is this week's version of the poo poo platter bowl? I'm not sure. I know we talked about Timmy's industry.
Hurst should be getting better. He's getting Jonathan Taylor back.
Right.
Losing Jonathan Taylor for a couple weeks is going to hurt regardless. He's got to put a quarterback in there.
I mean, I guess we could do almost the same thing we did with Joey G to this team and say, hey, what's been going on with it? Except the players haven't hit. I mean, Patrick Mahomes should be doing great. We talked about Tyreek Hill getting Jonathan Taylor back. This team should turn the corner. James Conner got to get on the field. So hopefully this team will turn it around too. But I don't personally think it's this week. I think Tim's going to have enough to get it going, unless it's on the back of. Well, no, Mahomes isn't playing this week, so it's not on the back of Mahomes.
He's going to have to put a quarterback in there somewhere.
Yeah, so again, I think Timmy's got this one. Obviously, it's a heavy point favorite, and when they're not putting any of the Chiefs in, his whole roster's not filled out. But I think even with that, I think this is going to go to Tim here. So he could use a little bit of good fortune. All right, and then I got the last matchup again with the Real Estate My Name Gangsters. With Anthony against
a couple moves too. He's got like half of a roster.
Yeah, and I expect those to almost happen on game day morning or whatever it may be. Again, getting the Chiefs and the Chargers out of your lineups are big deal at this point in time. So swapping those out. But
can you scroll down so we can look at his bench?
Yeah, I had to open it up. Absolutely. Oh yeah, it is open. There you go, bench. So right. I mean, there's some players. We got Justin Jefferson.
Gets added into that game.
Yep, and Dalton Schultz can get swapped back out for Gerald Everett, so that's a great pickup, play there.
Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, but there's some options. So like I said, that's what we got, 12 for the 4.5. So he's got another almost 20 points sitting on his bench that he can swap in there easily. And that's basically where we're at. But I think Joey G may have this one as well. The bye week industry, bye week woes might be a little bit too much for him to overcome here.
Yeah, a little bit. Josh Jacobs. He just keeps doing what Josh Jacobs does.
Touche. Will Josh Jacobs put up another 30? It won him the previous week. Will it happen again? And the 0-7 record.
The matchup is there for something big to happen. The Saints. At defense, I don't know. I think he's going to be able to do it.
They've been traditionally so good at stopping the run, but this year, just so many things are different there this year.
Red Right not helping them out.
No, that's what we got over there. I think that we're going to be looking forward to a couple good matchups this week. Hopefully, not so many blowouts. A couple close, tighter matchups. Maybe not .02 matchups.
Wouldn't mind that.
What's that?
Wouldn't mind blowing out Joey. Well, I don't think that's my week.
Yeah. So we'll see over here. I mean, again, that's going to be a closer matchup. I don't know if it's going to be a blowout week or anything like that, but I think you're in good position. You're in good position. So Yeah.
Oh, God.
Um,
Gasecki. Ugh.
so yeah, listen, a couple good matchups we got going on this week, and I think we're going to be jumping right into those for tomorrow. This is Wednesday night, so we're jumping right into those tomorrow on Thursday game. I want to use this maybe this last part as, but before we get out of here, I wanted to have a segment called like the call out, shout out. To take this opportunity to kind of maybe call some people or players out that have been underperforming. That you kind of air some grievances against something, whatever, and then the other way around, some shout outs, some players that have been absolutely stud mode for your team. We talked about the Josh Jacobses and everything around for those guys. So I'm going to take this opportunity to run my first shout out, and let's talk to Travis Kelce, Killer Trav himself. What is going on? I don't know how the entire league let him slip to the third round.
It wasn't supposed to.
Him.
Wasn't supposed to. You were in front of me.
I was able to accumulate Dalvin Cook, Stephon Diggs, and eventually Travis Kelce in the third round. Steal of the draft by far.
I think the person I drafted on.
What's that?
Swift. Just got to get on the field.
Yeah.
Got to get on the field. Like, do something. That's it. My team looks a lot better and a lot different.
Call him out. Call him out.
Him and Darren Waller, get on the field. Do something. That's it.
Yeah, that's
otherwise everybody's kind of just contributed over there, and that's fine. DeAndre coming back is great, but get on the field. It's killing me.
Yeah, that one seems to be hurting. That seems to be hurting, and I'm sure a lot of these other managers can have a shout out and a call out for every single one of those their players on their team here. So we'll continue doing that next week. Again, as I stated before, I think this is something I want to try to do every week. So thank you for Kevin for joining me this segment. It might be Kevin next week if I get no other responses, but I am looking for a co-host next week. I'll reach out to each one of you guys after you see this or what's going on. So I appreciate you tuning in and joining me here, Kevin, and get some more insight next week.
You got it, man. You need me? Give me a call.
Awesome. And then we have a London game this week, so set your lineups. It's an early game, so on and so forth. I mean, personally, I don't care if you don't set your lineups, but I'm being a good commissioner telling you to. And, enjoy some football. I'll personally be honest, I didn't watch any football last week. I was over at Legoland. So maybe I can catch some football this week.
I should have given you the app. You could have watched it on your tablet.
Yeah, no, it was a good time. It was a good time. The kids enjoyed themselves, and so did I. So hopefully we'll catch some more football, some high-scoring matchups we talked about before, and let's get back into it. So, awesome. Thank you again.
Yeah, man. Thanks a lot.
Cool.